Greetings, everybody, and welcome to episode 32. 32? Dang, Vance. Of Theories and Thoughts podcast with your hostess with the mostest, Anya and
Fancy.
Baby, you're so cute today.
Thank you, and you too.
Thank you. Girl, I had to color this hair. One thing about red, it fades. And you have to...
I've had it before, but I think mine lasted a little while. But to me, I guess it just depends on, how soon you want it, touched up or how vibrant you want it to be. Because I didn't really see anything wrong with, how it was.
It looked pink. It started looking pink. And I didn't, and then I'm sitting here, I'm like, it should have lasted longer. Then I'm like, I got it colored in March. So I was like,
you don't want to know how long it was before I got my hair done.
June. But girl, wait, I was like, these roots though. But I'm gonna let that sit for 6 months, hopefully. That's what I'm gonna do. Anyway, how are you guys doing? Hey Sharona, hey Erin, how y'all doing? She said, okay, blind locks. Okay.
Oh, look, I'm sorry. Thank y'all. Look, it was really, I'm gonna have to do like a what I asked for versus what I got, because Miss Carla at U2 Hair Studios, y'all, she really had my hair really cute, but I realized like I can't bring shiny stuff or hanging stuff around my boyfriend, and but it was like in a little pompadour thing, y'all. It was so cute. I had waited months for that hairstyle, and then so I barely even have any pictures, but then also thank you to Gabby who did my eyebrows, because they were a mess.
Thank you. You look all renewed and stuff. She got the glow, y'all. She got that. I got a man and my hair cute, and I got my eyebrows up. I'm messing with you.
Well, it all happened.
Well, that's good, Erin, that you're doing great. So you guys, tonight, sorry about last week. For those who missed it, we did end up doing it on IG, and Fancy did the interview. Just a little background on that. When we couldn't hear the guest on this platform, I just kind of told Fancy, hey, why don't you do it? Because I don't want y'all to be like, well, why Fancy did it, and why, different things. People be having their own thoughts or whatever. Nobody said nothing to me, but I'm just saying. Okay. That's what happened. I feel like Swag Her, we are on Swag Her's platform, and Swag Her is her baby, and I felt like it was more appropriate for her to do the interview and complete the interview and everything. So that's what happened last week. If you want to see that one, is it on your YouTube thing?
Joseph actually already has it on his Instagram, but we're gonna I don't know if he has the whole thing though, but we're in the process of putting it on YouTube. We were trying to see about getting the sound pulled off of it right now. So that's the reason why we hadn't tried to put it on YouTube yet. But it will be going up, and then it'll also go up on the site, and then I'll share it with you.
Right. It was a great conversation. Joseph is so intelligent, y'all. Intelligent Black man, and he's so smart. And just some things that he was saying, it was things I had thought of. I know you had agreed also, Fancy. And it's always good to have a Black brother speak on Black brothers.
Yeah.
Once we figure out these technical difficulties, we can have kind of have a forum. We're always thinking about new and improved things, so y'all look out for that.
Also, I just want to note too, because in the middle of the whole situation with trying to bring Joseph on and us switching platforms, then Gary Chambers Jr. did reach out to me, because like I mentioned as we were on for a brief time, I mentioned that he said he was at a protest, and so he didn't realize he was going to need to be on his desktop, so that's why he wasn't able to come in. But then he was trying to finish up and hop on, but we had to move to Instagram at that time. So also I just wanted to acknowledge that, because he was on the flyer, and we do still hope to speak with him soon.
Yes, we definitely will. We're just working out the kinks. Sometimes I know we say technical difficulties, y'all. It is crazy, and we're looking to move to another platform, so we can stop saying technical difficulties and actually be able to go. All right, so news. There was a news article that said, please stop making posters about Black men's dicks. that reference black men's dick, black dick. Sorry, it said black dick. It says it's so weird and it lashes on the historical trump that dehumanize black people. Fancy, you wanna say something about that first?
Okay. Well, I thought that this was an interesting article because initially when I saw the first sign, I laughed at it. And actually reading the article made me view that a lot differently, because for a minute I was kind of like, okay, so they do care about black men. But then after reading the article and just really seeing how, they're being dehumanized, how their organs are being objectified, and that's one of the main reasons why I believe we as black people have, just always been over sexualized, even with girls and young women, and we've talked about this in the past. So it was just odd to see how everything just kind of came full circle there. And I was like, you know what, that's a really great point. And it also made me think, do you just love the man penis, or do you actually love the man? Can you actually care about his struggle, or his people's struggle? So when you look at it that way, it really, it's no longer as funny as it once was.
And what your meaning is when it says, if you can put his dick in your mouth. No, it says your daughter loved every inch of us, so why can't you? That's one post that I see. I love black dick, so you will hear me. I'm trying to see the rest of her poster. You will hear me speak. So it's those types of posters that they're saying stop doing it, and I absolutely agree. I also seen posters that said if you can put his dick in your mouth, why you can't speak up for him or something like that. And it's funny at first. That's just like that song, You Gonna Lose Your Job. It's kind of funny at first, and then you're just like, really? This is what we're doing? This is how we're looking at life, because I even posted on my page about that song. I was like, that is not funny. It wasn't cute. And this is poor representation of us. But sometimes we just need a laugh in the middle of the struggle. What you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna say, but the song actually benefited her, the fact that it went viral. So that was like a good ending with her, connected with her family and so on. So I just hope that things work out for her. So even though initially I didn't really, but the guard was cute, and I was kind of wondering what happened with him, because I was like, nobody said anything about him. But other than that,
Look, I'm with you. I was like, he kind of handsome there, little red girl thing, okay. But yeah, I agree. Yeah. So let's stop making signs like that, and I agree 100% with you, Fancy, in saying, is it just his penis that you like, or do you care about his struggle? I was gonna sing you this sermon today, girl, and it was a sermon. It was a sermon / message between John Gray and Stephen Flurrick. Pastor Stephen Flurrick. Some of you guys may know him, and he said, if I celebrate that diversity, but never address the disparity, to me, that's hypocrisy. You get it?
Yeah.
He had said another thing. He was saying, sharing in the struggle. He was like, one of his musicians of his church, he has a big church. I'm going to send you the sermon. And it was called Bridging the Gap, because it was a white pastor and a black pastor. Mm-hmm. And he said, if I can't share in your struggle, what good am I to you? Like, when you leave from here at the church, everybody's like, yeah. Hey, Shanice. Everybody's like, oh, I love you. But John Gray was like, how many niggas am I being called at home? And how many hunkies and he was like, how many hunkies am I being called at home? Vice versa, whenever we're doing that. So, hey, it's another thing. If we can't share in the struggle, what's your purpose with that? The next news topic. Hey, Clarice. Did I say that right? Clarissa, I'm sorry. Hey, Clarissa. Governor Cuomo.
I think it's Cuomo.
It's Cuomo. Y'all, first of all, Some of y'all hear me stumble with some words and stuff. I'm dyslexic. And sometimes things do not come out like I want them to come out. So that's how it is. All right, Shanice. I posted in the thing. It's a really good sermon. Governor Cuomo of New York pushes to pass Amy Cooper bill. If you guys don't know what hey Brandy, if you guys don't know what the Amy Cooper bill is, who Amy Cooper is, she's the white woman who had her dog in the New York park and just was yelling at the man. He was bird watching and he was recording her. And I seriously believe that if he wouldn't have recorded her, he would have been in jail. Because she even lied on the phone to the police, saying that he was harassing her, and he was so calm. So that's a great thing that Governor Cuomo is pushing that bill further. Fancy.
And it's supposed to be like considered a hate crime, right?
Right.
But then also, as I looked at it, I think it mentioned, so it's not just based on race, but also on sex and so on. So I think that I think it's a great idea as well, you know, and I think it's gonna help to put a stop to all of that. And actually, I had wrote a blog the other day in response to an article that was published on BuzzFeed, and the article was entitled like, "What is a Karen?" And in my blog, like, they tried to describe Karen, and basically the way initially it's almost just the way we were just discussing, how, you know, you thought it was kind of funny, and then as I read it, I was like, people could almost aspire to be Karen, you know what I mean? Like, because she almost seems cool. And I'm like, Karen is actually dangerous. You know, Karen is actually endangering these men and even women's lives as well, you know? So that's not something that anybody or someone that anyone should want to be like. So I wrote a blog about that. So to see that now kind of coming about, I'm like, hey, apparently I'm not the only person that thinks that way. So I applaud him on that.
Yes, and it's false accusation, false 911 calls. We should have been put a stop to that. It's a shame that now it's the time that people are starting to do it. But you know what? Like I always say, I can't argue and say, oh, it should have been happened. Going forth, I'm glad that it happened.
Okay. So do we have other news, or that's it?
Yeah, that was one more thing. White protesters washed the feet of Black protest organizers and begged for forgiveness in Cary, North Carolina. I call bullshit.
You don't think it's real?
You
don't think the story is real?
I don't. Even if it is real, I don't think that is a good idea. Like, that's stupid to me. Why would you do that? First of all, and you missing the whole point by doing it. To me, you missing the whole point. The whole point, and then they even said in that sermon, girl, he was like, I don't want you to just feel bad. I want you, like, you can write a post, and then Charlamagne's been saying that too. Like, you can write a post and be like, I feel bad. No, like, talk about it, you know, like these companies and different things, and we're going to talk about that in today's topic. You know, they're making these Facebook posts and these Twitter posts and these different things, but how diverse is your business? How diverse are you trying to be? What are you doing to help the situation? Don't just feel bad, do something about it. And that's how I feel. And washing their feet ain't something, doing something about it. Not to me.
Well, I didn't think it was real. I mean, you made a great point. I agree with that wholly, but to be honest, I just didn't know if it was real or not, you know? So I don't know. Do we know anybody from Cary? Isn't that where it's at?
Yeah, Cary, North Carolina. And I put the YouTube in the comments for that sermon.
Okay, I'll say that's what she needs. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then to get to the sponsors for this week, the first sponsor is let me pull them up. It's actually author Teresa Stipe. And let me pull this up for you. I'm sorry. Okay, so Teresa is an author of 4 books and the founder of A Faith That Works, which is a faith-based group developed to build people up in the area of their faith. The group currently hosts 9.3 thousand followers. So you all can join with her on Facebook as well as check out her books at her website there. And then her Instagram is below that. And it is the website address FAITHATWORKS.com. I'm sorry, I hate doing it, but I'm sorry. It's
favorite just say about what
you guys. And then her Instagram handle is I'm sorry, I can't see that one. It's actually at REEBLK_motivated MOTIVATED. Please follow. Thank you.
I can start spelling them out. The reason why we do that for our visual people, the reason why we do that is for the people who are going to listen on Spotify and on other places that they can't see it. So that's why we spell it out. And Fancy, she be like, okay. It's funny. It's funny. Alrighty, so on to our topic. Are protests bringing about change? So, is it? So is this new story real, Sharona? Do you know? And Shanice, we're about to get on that right now. So, are protests bringing about change? I want to see you guys' comments down. Comment below. Talk to us. Join the conversation with us. Of course, Fancy's gonna pop them up on the thing as we talk. I feel that the protests are working. I feel that it's bringing about change. I feel that once people started rioting and marching and different things, that that's when all of the officers got booked. A lot of people don't like that he's getting second degree. However, you have to read what each one means. And if we go for first degree, he's going to get off. He may get off on second degree. So you really have to know what each one means. It's easy to say that, he killed him. He didn't, first degree, if I'm not mistaken, means that he went there saying that I'm going to kill this person. That's what first degree is. You go in there with the intent to kill. Second degree is accident, or it happened while you were there. You made the decision to happen. I think third degree is accident, if I'm not mistaken, and I'll get those for you. But go ahead.
I was going to say, I think you're right. The first one, when you were saying that he was already thinking of, is premeditated, right?
Correct.
So that's right.
Premeditated, and that's why I don't think that first degree should be the one. I feel that that he just was like, the look on his face pretty much said to me, I'm doing it now, what you gonna do about it? That's the look to me that he was giving. Like, now what? And the other guys just didn't say nothing because that's just what they do. Like, they just didn't speak up. Shanice is saying, I think the change is only due to fear. Sharona says, to me, I think the protests are helping. Nothing is being inconvenienced enough. Don't think the protests are helping. Nothing is being inconvenienced enough. In my thoughts, I feel that, and for me saying that, so many companies have come out in acknowledgement. I even know, and I'm gonna just be real, working for Bank of America don't usually say nothing about that. And we've thought about it. They have, don't get me wrong, they do stuff internal, but they never do say anything external about Black Lives Matter. Like, this is the first time they ever said anything about Black Lives Matter. But don't get me wrong, right before COVID, not right before COVID, during COVID, they gave to Howard, so they can open up a COVID-19 clinic. So they're always doing different things, but they never really just said Black Lives Matter. And even more so, they're looking into more diversity. And I can honestly say that Bank of America, we've done a lot of inclusion and, inclusion thing. But this was the first time I ever just heard them say Black Lives Matter. This is the first time I've seen a lot of companies really, it's like every company I've done business with is sending out an email, you know, expressing their concerns. But I'm kind of like, Charlamagne, let's pull back the hood. What does your board of directors look like? What does, you know, your management look like? What these people that's in charge that's making different moves, what do they look like? Hats off to Serena Williams' husband. He is the founder of Riddick, and he sits on the board. He gave up his seat on the board. He's still the founder. He's still gonna make some money, but he gave up his seat on the board, stating that, you know, he wants it to go to a Black person. Make no mistake, the problem is, and what I see is that sometimes, and I read a young guy that went to church with me. He put that he graduated from Baylor years ago, and he's seeing where other people who are white are getting jobs where they told him he wasn't qualified for, but they're coming out of school getting those same jobs. So it's not that we're looking for a handout, because we're definitely not looking for a handout. We're just saying treat us equally. If this job and I qualify for this job, don't give it to them just because they're white. Fancy.
Well, I would agree with that. I was thinking when you said that about like most of the companies you deal with, I really haven't. I guess I've just kind of saw stuff online, but again, I oftentimes be in my own world with things. But I mean, and I'm kind of starting all over the place. Do I think the protests are making the change? Yes. Is it exactly all the changes I want to see? No, but I do feel like, you know, we are seeing some progress. To me, this is possibly the most progress we've ever seen. This is the most we've saw or seen conversations about race taking place now. You know, I mean, we've talked about it before. We talk about it during Black History Month, but it's like, it's June, y'all, you know, and I mean, like, we're really having these conversations, and then at the same time, it's crazy to me how you can look at this administration and see them saying, oh, we shouldn't be having these conversations, we're focused on the wrong thing. I know a lot of people are like, should we be discussing this or having these protests in the middle of the whole coronavirus pandemic? But I just feel like, I think it was the pandemic that really also showed us, like within the Black community, how little we mattered. Especially when we really began, for those of us who were really watching the deaths, you know, watching the impact and so on. I think it really like showed us that they really not care. And then also it was also showing us how much our jobs really care, you know, just a lot of things. And when that post hit that said that if we could have been paying for all this stuff before, you know, we could have been, you know, if we could pay for all this stuff now, we could have been paying for it before. Just so many little things. And I realized too, oftentimes we talk about our people just like goofing off online or whatever, but I realized there's a lot of people watching a lot of stuff that is waking them up. I mean, and then I hate to be just talking about people being woke or whatever, you know, people up that have the whole little thing behind that, but I just realized there's a lot, people are really beginning to pay more attention to things. So as far as the process, I do believe they're making changes, and of course we have, you know, proof behind that, but I do see the changes. And I really haven't saw much here in the city of Baton Rouge, but someone suggested like a street name after the whole Black Lives Matter Plaza, you know, little things like that. But overall, I've been following like the other news stories. So I don't know if you're ready to get into those or you had more thoughts you want to share on.
I'm with you. Like, I think that we had a time to sit back and really watch. And we had time, we didn't have the distractions. I mean, hell, you can't do nothing, so what else you're gonna do, kind of situation. And I hate to say it like that, but that's kind of how it comes off, like, oh, I ain't got shit else to do. Oh, snap, look at this happened, you know, and let's pay more attention. And, you know, it's sad but true. And I was like, why? It just seems much more intense, you know, so much more intense now than it was before. And I agree with you, you know, and during COVID, you know, we do see some things affecting, you know, our healthcare and different things. And And some businesses, they, some people felt like they didn't care, but you have to, when it comes to that, I try to stay away from that because I have a different thought process. I think business, and I think, okay, I see the employees, because a lot of people are like, well, they could have let single parents stay at home with their kids anytime. And I'm like, but that's not their problem that you're a single parent. Maybe I'm wrong for feeling that way, but I feel like a lot of times, so that's why I just kind of stay away from that, because I feel a lot of times people try to put their personal issue as, oh, they should care about this, when these people really thinking about business and not just your personal. But I do feel that we did see a lot with the COVID-19, and people didn't have nothing else to do, so they had a chance to really sit back and watch. Even with Roger Goodell, I was annoyed. If I can say anything, then I'm like, where was all these black athletes before, when Kaepernick was taking a knee and nobody didn't say shit? Or are these all new football players? You know what I'm saying? Even with the situation with Drew Brees, my favorite team is the Cowboys. I was like, I'm just hoping Jerry just shut up and don't say nothing else. Don't say nothing, Jerry. I even got into it with a guy on my page, because he was like, Jerry has done this, and that. I was like, Jerry has put his foot in his mouth too many damn times when it comes to this Black Lives Matter and all these different days. So I need him to just sit down and shut up for a minute, But I don't even think that, even in the situation with Drew Brees, I don't think that he was a racist. I think he was just misguided. And that's why he made the statement that he said, but he didn't realize that those same wars that his family fought, that they had some black soldiers that fought those same wars and came back to still being talked to and mistreated or whatever. So yeah. The blinders are coming off. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I was going to say, actually, because that was one of the things that I wrote in my notes as far as like changes. I feel like people are seeing Drew Brees more for who he is, but that's just me. I don't even really watch football. I just feel like this has kind of been going on for long enough, and I just see too many black people that just seem like they just really worship the ground that he walks on, and so it just didn't really sit well to me. I didn't even really go all into the story to hear all the whole background of it, but I do. Y'all know I have a slight crush on Shannon Sharpe. So Shannon had said that he think that Drew just kind of made the comment and he didn't realize, the impact that he would make, and he wasn't prepared for it. So since Shannon said it, I'm gonna take that for that. But I do still feel like Drew Brees has a platform, and you work with all these black men, so again, I think that if you aren't saying anything, your silence is speaking for you, and that's really how I see it. And I also just even kind of see that when it comes to, again, even as we were just talking about, like with the coronavirus and the shift, but also again mentioning the administration, just the way Trump supporters are, I think just seeing more of that also might have sparked more within us, because it's becoming so frequent. The hate is so blatant, Right. So I think that also played a part in things.
Agreed. Now, let me ask you this question, kind of off of what we're talking about, but just a question just to throw out there. Shannon Sharpe's wife, or his girlfriend, is white. Does that make it that he can't speak on Black Lives Matter? I seen this post right before we came on, and that's why I'm asking.
For me personally, actually, no, because I did know that, but I was just telling my boyfriend the other day, I was like, I really like how Shannon, a lot of times, especially on those type of platforms, you might be the black person, but you're not going to say what a black person really wants to say. And I don't even really watch sports like talking about it, but whenever I'm listening to him, when it's his turn to speak, my ear picks up and I'll hear what he says. And I'm like, this is that, you know what I mean? Like, okay, he never drops the ball for me. Girlfriend thing, but yeah, I'm going to keep it moving,
Right. Because I even, LL Cool J got slammed for saying, Imagine white people that raising black kids or mixed kids or something like that. And a lot of people was like, this wasn't the time, but I actually reached out to a lot of my white girlfriends that's raising black boys, and I actually talked to someone and she was like, she's scared. She has a black husband and she has a black kids, so we can't just say, just like and this is how I feel, we can't say I feel like we can't say all police are bad. I feel like we can't say all white people are bad. But like they said, one bad apple spoils the bunch. If you ever see anything that's spoiled and is connected to something, it will mess up everything that's in there. But I just, I'm like, girl, I'm with you. I love you and different things. And, they've been commenting on my page. I actually went to some of my white friends' pages just to see what they done said. Honestly, because I want to see if you care, And somebody actually posted on it real quick. Somebody posted on it one of my, something that I had talked about being stopped by police with a white woman in a car, me and a black guy. When I was in college, 18, and they asked her, was she okay? And I posted that, and one of my white friends said, I'm listening. She was like, I'm listening. I'm trying to understand, she's trying to get a grip on things because they never got stopped for having, just to be asked, were they okay? So that. Go ahead, Fancy. I'm sorry.
Actually, I be readjusting myself in my chair, but I don't really just have a lot of white people within my circle. I do have one. And actually, even when you said that, I thought about she does have a biracial child. And I know there's been times before, just when Trump, like when he initially started his presidency, she and I were having conversations, and she told me then that she was like really scared that she wouldn't do more. So, that's why we're still like, we do have that relationship. I'm not saying all white people are either. I just don't, the way my life is kind of set up is just, I don't even have a lot of people in my life to begin with, close people. So that's why I didn't have anybody to check on. And I don't want to be disappointed in that way, but I think I have shared before how I was disappointed years ago, MySpace days, when I connected with some of my white classmates from high school. And I saw one post like, if Obama wins, we're going to hell in a handbasket. And that had just like blew my mind, like these are people that we traveled with through the gifted program and everything. And I was like, oh, that's how you felt about us all along. Like I'd never had that idea. So I think that was enough for me. I don't have to go looking for anything.
And that's so funny because people have people have said, there was like, they said, some of the people y'all went to high school with was racist. And I was like, not at my school. I went to all black school. Right, Sharona? Somebody actually said, it was like, oh, we went to HBCU before we went to HBCU. We was the McDonald 35 in New Orleans was the first secondary high school that blacks could go to in New Orleans. So we were black. We were a black school, and we took pride in that. And the fact that was our heritage. That's our heritage. And it was it was a choice, not an echo. And you had to take a test to get in. And before you had to take a LEAP test to get out, they used to have a test that you had to take to get out. Like you had to be, we were the best and the brightest. And that was another logo of us, the best and the brightest. So, we don't have those issues, girl. And then I went to a black middle school too. All my schools was black. And see, I don't have that conversation. Some people are like, how old were you when you had your first black teacher? I'm like, preschool. I ain't never. But as you know, my degree is education. And I've been kind of struggling trying to figure out, should I work in the white neighborhoods or do I go to the middle city, the inner city, where I may be needed even more, my loving and my caring and my nurturing. So that's a conversation, that's a conversation within. What I have been noticing is a lot of you guys know that I work part-time at Home Depot. I was telling my manager the other day, I said, they've been nice to the black girl. They've been real nice to the black girl. Because normally I have stories about these crazy customers. Oh, they've been real nice. They tell me about their protesting. I have some some co-workers that pull me to the side and they want to talk about it. You know, they want to tell me that they don't agree with the riots and the looting, but they understand, and you know, they want me to know. And I can appreciate that. I'm not upset about that. I can appreciate anybody, and me, you know, a lot of people are like, I'm done explaining. But I welcome the conversation, because what I understand is some people are just waking up that there is an issue. They really thought that there wasn't an issue. A lot of people thought it wasn't an issue, and they're just not waking up, and they do need somebody to hold their hand and to talk to them and to explain to them what is going on. And us sharing our stories and different things that have happened to us is helping. It's helping them open their eyes and actually see, because they, you know, it's kind of like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when Carlton got stopped. You know, he was like, Dad, that would have happened anyway, right? That, you know, he's trying to make sense of it, when in actuality, no, it wouldn't have happened if he was a white boy. But I see Shanice says Michael Jordan just stepped up and speaking out when people been killing each other over his shoes for years. That's true. What, you about to say something about that?
I think it's great that he did so. I like the initiative with the, what is it, $10 million a year. I did notice that, of course, you know, we did all just watch The Last Dance, and we got to see a whole nother side of him. So, I mean, I know it's not with the conversation for tonight, but yeah, I'm always like, I look at everything from a PR angle, really. So, again, I did question it, and I know, Shanice, you work in PR too, so I know, you know, like, you probably kind of wondering the same thing, but either way, it was a good start. Come out with a bang.
Right, and that's what I look at. You know, your motives might not be great, but we getting something out of it. That's how I look at it. We get something out of it. Sharona said, Sharona said, Shannon, despite his spouse, is very much so for the cause. I believe he has trained her, for lack of a better word, to be supportive. I agree. Yes. And Shanice says, yep, it's a great initiative. It is. And I even went looking, y'all. Can you take that comment out?
Actually, I don't think I can. I can only show it.
Okay. We're gonna take that out. Sorry. Even with and I'm gonna tell y'all about one of my businesses later. One of them, One Hope Wine. I was like, where is the, you know, what y'all got to say about Black Lives Matter, you know, whatever. And one of the founders actually came out with a video to us. Even came out with a video with us about just, you know, his thoughts on the whole thing and how they're going to start giving money to different organizations that support Black Lives Matter, and that they're seeing things, you know, in a different light now. So that's what I feel like the protesting is doing. Also, shutting down the highways here in Dallas, baby, they've been shutting down these highways, love. Even though we had a curfew, they were shutting down the highways. And I always say, and this is one big thing, you have people, just because people are not out protesting don't mean that they're not doing something. I work a lot, and I haven't been able to go protest, even though I would love to go and protest. I've given money, you know. Yeah. Everybody has a part. Some people are going to give capital. Some people are going to give capital and go protest. Some people are going to, you know, everybody got their part. Some people are going to raise the awareness and different things. Stop trying to shame people. That's all. I'm sick of that.
I really hadn't saw much of that. I really hadn't saw much of that, to be honest, which I'm glad to say, but I haven't saw much of people doing that, but more so just kind of sharing, like, hey, if you are feeling that guilt or whatever, and, you know, and once you told me about the fund, I donated to that fund. And then we actually did like a post. We went looking for some more stuff. So with some stuff on the website too, if anybody's interested. But I kind of feel like, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the times we down each other so much, but throughout right now, I feel like we're kind of improving. I just see improvement within us. Even the fact that like it's protests making a change. Hey, for once, we've always said we can't organize, we can't come together, but the crowds are getting bigger. This is the biggest protest that's ever been in history. Not to mention, again, look, I don't know when you want us to like. Of course, I know we just
go ahead.
Okay. Well, of course, I didn't just have. I never did pick out the ones I really like, but I will say, of course, they're thinking that Breonna Taylor's case has been reopened, possibly. I'm sorry, y'all. Dylan got her job the other day, her first job, and now people have been calling me, and I don't know if it's her or what. That was kind of like while I was sitting in my phone. But what's the other thing? I was gonna also say that there was another cop. I don't know if anybody noticed this story, but there was another incident of a black man that couldn't breathe, and his story was actually, I guess, kind of like overlooked. And it ended up being that now they're gonna go back and investigate it. His name was Manuel Ellis. Did you see that one? I think that he died in police custody on March the 3rd. So they actually are, they said the body cameras weren't working, but now they're, and the mayor actually said this, with everything that's going on right now, we're going to go back and investigate this. So that was one good thing there. And then there was, well, I ain't gonna go to that one, but I don't know. I'll let you list some too. But I know we had like, a lot.
Okay. One of them is the civil rights investigation has been open for the Minnesota Police Department. You have the Democrats. A lot of people had issues with the kente cloth, and they were like, "Why are they kneeling?" and different things like that. But I felt that they were trying to do something to show solidarity. So they kneeled for 9 minutes. I was going to say 9 hours, 9 minutes. And I see the video of why her name flees me right now. The House Speaker, Nancy
Pelosi.
Baby, Nancy tried to get up. Somebody had to help my girl get up off that ground. But I felt that some people was like, why they wearing kente cloths? We don't wear that no more. Some people do still wear kente cloths. They wear it for graduation and stuff. Let's not be so critical. Let's look at the fact that they're trying. It's not going to look like we want it to look. And that's a big thing. I always say, sometimes your blessing don't come the way that you want it to look, but it's your blessing. That's how God decides to give it to you. So stop being so critical of the way things are doing. But she said, the black, she said, what's going on with the boy in Oakland that was shot 40 times? I never seen that. I didn't see that one, Shanice, about the boy that was shot 40 times. I didn't see that. I did see that.
I think I saw something about.
Huh?
Well, you can finish.
I was about to say, I want to say the LA sheriff chief of police was removed or something after his comments to go through the crowd or something like that. Didn't that happen also? Something that stopped that happened during this time.
Well, I will say within LA that they did the $100 to $150 million cut from the police budget, the LAPD budget, and they reinvested that into communities. I ain't about to try to pronounce this word. Something pertaining to the gang department, and sharper discipline against abusive cops and effective immediately. But also, I was gonna say, throughout this time, there have been some other murders, though, that have occurred, like the black police chief who was killed that was guarding the pawn shop. So we're not trying to say that everything is good. And actually, I know that's only one. And then there was the former athlete who ended up like being killed in the middle of a protest or something. Not to mention, what's his name, McAtee, the entrepreneur that was in Louisville that ended up being like. So everything isn't all good, but there has been, and we again hadn't even stated kind of some of the laws and so on, or the other things that have been taken into effect. But I wish I could remember if that was the one that you're talking about with the boy, because I have saw several, and then that was like something. Oh, I might be thinking of the young boy that was killed in Omaha, Nebraska.
I can't remember. You have the mural Black Lives Matter painted on 16th Street, which is now Black Lives Matter Way. Actually, Dallas has Black Lives Matter also. Oh, the LA mayor resigned. Yes, you have also different protests and rallies across the globe that's happening right now. So many different people are protesting the racial injustice. The Marines banned the Confederate flag. You have these Confederate statues being taken down. One of my classmates actually talked about that on his page, and I reposted, and he was saying that you have to understand that after these people lost the war, they still were permitted to commemorate the different people that were in the battle. And how sick is that? How sick is that? So
that's Mississippi.
Huh?
I mean, that's all they seem to do in Mississippi is, still commemorate those people, and, they still have the flag. I don't know what ended up becoming of the flag, but Mississippi, it should be really paying attention to all of this and being from there and just even still seeing how, and I'm not trying to talk bad about it, but I'm from there. So I know, it's just like you have a long ways to go.
Right. 6 abusive officers charged with violence against residents and protesters in Atlanta. That was black on black. Like, you're a black damn cop and you harassing these black kids. That just pissed me off. Anyway, wrapping up, what else you have, Fancy?
Well, of course, there's also the big debate about the defunding or disbanding the police departments. And actually, I guess it's within Minneapolis, they're actually planning to disband. So there is a difference, but just in case anybody was wondering, like me, to defund, it's actually to put those funds toward, another department, which is one thing that they were saying that they were going to be doing. Was it in Minneapolis as well? No. In New York, like putting it toward mental health and social services and the youth and things like that. But then to disband would mean like to really call into a whole nother plan of action. And like people said, that kind of depends on what we, I guess, as a community or a society says that that policing looks like. So I don't even really know what that looks like. I don't even think they really know what it looks like. But one idea was like to bring together again, like more mental health professionals and other people like social services individuals and people from the community that would kind of be called out in cases of emergency, because as some people pointed out, a lot of these incidents are stemming from mental health. So I just wanted to note, like, that was a bigger one there.
I disagree with defunding the police. I mean, I feel like we need them. We're gonna be really chaos if we don't have the police. Somebody was like,
Sorry, remember, to defund though just means that they're not giving them as much money. I know here in Dallas a big issue was they were saying that a lot of the good cops are leaving due to not being paid, not having the funds. So maybe that's the problem. Then we get stuck with these assholes who feel like they can do whatever. I was watching D-Ray's comedy show the other day, and he made a valid point. And I want to say I was watching Breakfast Club today, and Charlamagne or Bob Johnson, one of them said this, and they were like, put people in the neighborhoods that's from the neighborhoods or are relatable. D-Ray was like, D-Ray said one time, he was like, I mean, in his thing, he said, if that way you're not scared. So like, I have a girlfriend that's a policeman in New Orleans. So like, she'll go in the neighborhood that she these people. So it's like, stop doing that. It wouldn't have been somebody was scared of Mike Brown, or the man that was in the damn Walmart with the damn BB gun. Like, he had a damn BB gun. He was in the BB gun section. What the hell you thought he was doing? What you supposed to do? So they will be more comfortable to handle those situations instead of being scared. I even post on my Instagram, nobody told your scary ass to be a cop. And I believe that if you that scared and you gotta hide behind that gun, you don't need to be a cop. Period. Period, Pooh. Because
it's just, yeah. So maybe the defund, as you're explaining it, it would be the best way to do it and have more mental health. But people with mental health gotta want the help and actually take heed to the help. Else we just gonna have chaos. Any final theories or thoughts, Fan?
I'm gonna leave him alone.
You sure?
Yeah, because you know me, I'll go deep into my theories, my thoughts. But go ahead, we can go into our next sponsor because I know also we got some stuff to get out. So our second sponsor of the evening is Divine Systems Georgia, and Divine Systems Georgia was founded with the concept that we have one life. It is the utmost importance that we all reach our potential instead of simply existing, which is something I truly believe in. Divine Systems Georgia goal is to help you uncover your true potential and lead a life that is worth celebrating. So you can learn more about them at their website, which is www.dsgeorgia.com. And follow on Instagram at Glendora Divine. That's GLENDORA DVINE.
We actually had her on the show and she was like really, really cool. I really enjoyed her. I can't wait to have her back on the show. So we have our Never Thirsty mugs. They are still on sale for $35. You can find them under the products section on the Swag Her website, the Swag Her swagher.net/product PRODUCT/theories, thoughts, personalizing that Never Thirsty tumbler. So these are $35, and you can also get them personalized with your name on it, because that one got my name on it. Y'all can see that my light beam. I don't know how I look on that side, but yeah. Swagger is currently running a special on our BOB directory. That's Black businesses. List your business for a year for only $90. Product-based, service-based, we got you either way. Email advertise@swagger.net for more details. So y'all add your mail for more details on that. What's on my shirt? Tonight I have on a shirt. Some people know, but I actually launched a boutique this week. It's called Miss Things Boutique. So we have these Miss Things shirts available now on my website for $25. Just to show y'all a couple of shirts that I have really, really quickly. This one is I'm a professional, but I don't play. Each saying is from something that I've said before, y'all, because I'm always saying different things, and I thought it was just cute to have shirts with them on. And this one is Southern Girl with City Dreams. I am from New Orleans, and sometimes people call New Orleans the country, like they may call Mississippi, no matter how big the city is, but they call us the country. And it's just, I get that from a song actually, Fantasia. She says on one of her songs, Southern Girl with City Dreams. So that was that. The website is www.missthingsboutique.com, where there's S's is Z, so it's MZTHANGS boutique.com. You can follow me on IG at Miss Things Boutique. Same thing, MSTHANGZ Boutique. You can always catch up with me, LadiCEO LLC. You can follow me on Instagram at lady.CEO, Facebook LadiCEO, and Twitter I'm _LadiCEO. This is too much. Why did I put all this? YouTube LadiCEO Media. I also have a wine brand. I know Fancy is like, okay, get through it. I'm prepared. The wine brand is the wine company is a Ladi Her Wine. You can follow me on Facebook. I have a Facebook group. You can find discounts. I'm going to start talking about wine pairings and all of that. It's a lady with the I, the and sign, Her Wine. And the website is www.onehopewine.com/my shop /Arnya-Martin-Davis. So if you want to contact me, you can always contact me at Arnya. I didn't put this on there. Arnya@LadiCEO.com. If for any information on any of those things. Thank you, Fancy, for allowing me that time, honey.
Not a problem. Look, I dropped one of the links there. It just occurred to me. I was like that they could actually click on a hyperlink that way.
Oh, okay. And as Fancy said, they have some great stories on Swag Her's website. So don't forget to go there and check out what they have going on. It is swagher.net, SWAGHER.net. Any closing notes?
No, I don't think so.
That's all right. Thank you guys for joining us tonight, and we will see y'all again next week. Same time, every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on Swag Her Live.